I have horrible nerves, and I don't deal with the nerves that well. When it comes to watching things that I've written or directed, when I'm acting in something, I don't really get that nervous anymore. And so I kind of before the shows, when I'm talking with people that I've worked with, who I've directed or I've written for, I just say, just remember to breathe the same air as the audience. That the audience is there, to be entertained, and they're not rooting for you to fail. They're there to have this shared experience that is going to the theater. That's what makes theater so exciting. Is that for film, is certainly an amazing storytelling mechanism, but with theater, the person telling the story is right there with you, and that's what's so amazing. So I think when you really check that in, and it's not about doing a good job or showing off, but really about telling the story, you're not nervous anymore. And that's how I feel when I'm acting. When it's something that I've written or directed, I'm just a nervous wreck, so usually have a glass of wine.
I work really well under pressure. I I'm always nervous before filming, before going on stage, before being interviewed, before doing anything. Like I have like anxiety, so I'm always nervous. And the thing is though, is that if me personally, if I'm not a little nervous, I won't perform well. Like if I'm super laid back and I'm just chilling, like I don't perform well. I like that nervous energy. That nervous energy, it gets your adrenaline pumping, and you take that energy and you fuel it into something that will work to your benefit. And being nervous is a good thing. You use those nerves and you let them work to your benefit.
I let myself be nervous for a little bit, and then I say, okay, you've had your time to do that, and now it's time to relax. Now you really have to just focus and breathe, and just a lot of deep breathing and making sure that you know everything that you could possibly need to know for what you're about to do. Like, be prepared and then be even more prepared.
You have to believe in yourself. I think that's one of the biggest things, because a lot of the time, everyone has their opinions, and everyone will think a certain way, and people will tell you one day that you're awful, another day the same person will tell you that you're phenomenal, kind of thing, and you just kind of just have to trust your instincts for the most part, and a lot of it is listening to what people tell you, even though there's so many different opinions going at you all the time. You just kind of have to take what you feel is appropriate, take the criticism that's appropriate for you, and apply that to yourself. And then along with believing in yourself, it's just a lot of sticking with it. Because it's not something that you do. Obviously, you don't go into theater for money whatsoever. You go into it because you love to perform, kind of thing. And the jobs don't come very often. And for some people they do, some people they don't, but sometimes you just have to wait those few years and something great will come along. But it's a lot of just sticking to what you believe in, and sticking, you love it, so you just have to go for it.
One of the biggest things that I've fallen in love with about acting is you could be a different person every single day. Like, you could play any character you want, and it's great because it brings a lot to life and it's a lot of fun. So just make sure you're having fun, like whatever you're doing. If you're doing a scene and you're crying your eyes out, just make sure somewhere within you you're having a good time, because the moment it stops being fun is when it starts being work. And while work is great, why not enjoy what you're doing? Like, you have a passion for something, so make sure that you're feeding and fueling your passion while you're doing it.
Well, I would say just stay true to yourself, which I know sounds cliche, but, never give up, blah, blah, blah. I was in an English class in college, and up until that point, and through this point, I had always been told I was a horrible writer by teachers, whatnot, that I was a bad writer. And I was in this English class, and we would write essays every week, and the teacher would always pick one essay. They would black out the name, but they would make copies of it and distribute to the whole class, and we would have to correct them. And every single week except one, it was my essay. And I was mortified, and I couldn't believe it. But then someone said to me that they wouldn't have picked my essay if there was nothing to be brought out of it. That there was something there, but it just needed to be brought out. So it's really, you know, trusting yourself, but listening to what life gives you, I think. And once you stay true to yourself and true to your voice, then you're going to be doing work that is really worthwhile.
The most confident I ever feel is when I'm putting myself together, and when I look in the mirror and I feel happy with what I'm seeing. That's the most important thing to me. I don't need someone else to tell me that I look okay. And that's how I feel about my fashion and beauty. And I think that's how, you know, I think it's the most positive way, as long as you're happy.
I think it really is a time where you can just try different things that you wouldn't necessarily go for. Like, just add a little bit of flair to your outfit every so often.
This spring coming up, it's all about being natural and embracing, you know, kind of like just embracing what you actually look like rather than fighting it. And, you know, it was they had a touch on that last spring, and I definitely see it with the magazines and everything coming back. I see a lot of florals. I see a lot of just effortless attractiveness, you know, for guys and girls. You know, I would say work with what you got. If your hair's curly, then let your hair be curly, make it extra curly. Enhance your features, because if you naturally look like that, then chances are you're gonna look even more fabulous by enhancing them.
And that red lipstick, who is it by?
This is Russian Red. It's MAC, and I'm obsessed with it. And I'm always testing out all different types of red lipsticks, because red lipstick is kind of like my signature thing. I always wear red lipstick to feel more powerful, to feel more exciting, to feel more bold, and Red, my character, always wears red lipstick as well. So I usually wear it to kind of get into the mood, and I like Ruby Woo by MAC. I like Russian Red by MAC. I like Red Lizard by NARS, and Fire Down Below by NARS as well.
Find your own style. Find what makes you comfortable. What makes you feel best about yourself. I was gonna wear like a big fur today because it's not exactly like, I mean, some people like it, but I know a lot of people don't. But it's just like, if I enjoy wearing it, I'm going to enjoy myself wearing it.
No. Oh,
Anything.
gosh.
Fashion or beauty tips for
I should know this. I bought a Vogue and an Elle the other day. Like, I should know this. For springtime, I like to go like natural, but with some kind of sparkly underneath. So like makeup wise, super fresh, but like something glistens about you and like shines, because you know you're going out in the sun and you want to be sparkly and catch everyone's attention, I think.
For spring, well, I mean, spring in general, I'm always about just having something that is like a staple piece for yourself. For me, I always am wearing black pants. And if I'm not wearing black pants, if it's really hot out, I'm usually wearing a pair of like cut up black pants that have been turned into shorts. So that's what it is for me. So I think it's just finding something that you're really comfortable in, but that is also a staple to your wardrobe. So I have like a bunch of other plays coming up, working on some film projects, but something that's really exciting and that I'm new to is I'm working with this girl, Natalia Weber, and we're creating a line of what I like to call wine accessories, which are jewelry, little ornaments and magnets, all inspired by wine. So we're really excited. We've been working really hard, and those will be on sale really soon.